As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusea deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusea decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusea couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusea and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusea was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant, Masa, it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusea's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Usea has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusea's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusean army.
With the capital under our control, Erusea's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusea will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Erusea's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Osean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Osean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Osean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusean army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknown's concrete cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire. War is something I'll never get used to. Tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets. Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich. ID'd as Osean forces. This is AWACS for the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
You were the ones on the radio. We don't know where we're leading. Give us orders.
We have no orders, but we do have ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Roger that.
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood. Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route. It's Erusean.
They aren't responding aggressively.
Gentlemen, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Longcaster. They've opened up a path for us.
More the merrier.
What? We're taking fire from our own allies. Is this place under rebellion too?
We can't see the tops of the roofs from down here. Be on the lookout for enemy ambushes. We made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
The use of drones makes more and more palatable. Why don't people realize this?
Nickel.
It's ID'd as Erusean.
Nickel. Nickel.
Master.
We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous at Gruner Park. Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusea. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusean officers. They were referred to as the radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Belkans. They actually went to war. The performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. They even manipulated the princess. The Belkan technology advanced UAV research within the Erusean Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. For those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Gruner Park. Rendezvous point is a helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
Shoot down any aircraft that approach us. What are you thinking?
Members of a military confined zone for the Eruseans. An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a pack of me.
Captain Carl, rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 199er Delta Lima. Rescue teams and hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah. They don't know Erusean?
Our capital's fall has led to another power stroke of the Erusean military.
It's all going to hell. Even radio chatters on the Civil War. Radio? You have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my previous squadron. I've got it taped, nice and secure.
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide. The bridge is being blocked off by a tank. Good. An armored vehicle's behind us. It's by the Erusean forces. Take it out!
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Close the way for it.
Taking fire! Take care of them!
fighters. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the general's day.
The general's a celebrity. Seems everyone wants to be him.
So,
We were nearly done for. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
How'd you last long, Casper? You've been reached, and we're here to help.
Nice. Glad to see the Eruseans attacking the radicals. We've reached the industrial zone. We should be in a rendezvous. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Officers from countries annexed by Erusea have taken multiple troops and declared independence.
Gladly waited. Don't worry, we won't let anybody through after you.
Almost at the rendezvous. The rear of the others. Understood.
Make up for our losses. They should be taking responsibility for the capital's fall and the prolonging the war. That is why conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Osea quickly.
Samsat destroyed. ID is Erusean military.
We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
We turn to in this darkest hour. We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Erusean News Network.
Okay, let's go. Getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. They should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No, unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited. Check footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft your grandfather told me about. The one with the scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkan technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Unknown tactic.
ID complete. Erusean fighters. What's going on?
Stay sharp.
Uh-huh.
Right, I'm shooting it down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
Wilco.
Yeah, good work. Sure you want it expanded.
I managed to catch a glimpse of the three trains.
Enemy destroyed. Well done. 9. Don't miss.
Aim carefully.
In my way.
No good. Shit. Behind the enemy.
Nice kills.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... The drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping them.
Erusean aircraft, this is AWACS Longcaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Can you hear me on this channel, Osean craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition. What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Yes.
You could. Weapons free. You are cleared to attack the escort.
Welcome. Understood.
Wilco.
Report the MQ-99 launch. Our commands are already.
Target acquired.
They must be accessed here remotely. Which unit is behind this?
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses. Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing. No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies.
5 bandits remaining.
Target locked. Damn it. They don't have the drones they need. It's not enough to be fully functional.
4 bandits left.
There has to be a time when it should not function.
Missile away. 3 bandits to go. Two bandits left. Show them what you got. One bandit to go.
Rider 1, that's what I like to see. Another story to tell my boy.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All hostiles, huh?
General, the Osean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Osean aircraft.
Oseans army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders. It should be a piece of cake.
Are you sent by the General's staff? No, we'd like you to send someone. I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Osean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.